Right now at 6, for the first time in decades, federal health regulators are changing their rules for making sunscreen in the U.S. We have details on the new ingredients that are already being used around the world. Plus,
so for the community, like for my children, that's where it gets scary, is because I have children.
An officer-involved shooting is rattling a neighborhood. The moments that led up to the incident in Salem that have many worried about their safety. And later,
we just made a great settlement of the war with Iran.
President Trump claims Iran has agreed to a key U.S. demand to end the war. The latest on a potential agreement between the U.S., Iran, and nearly a dozen other Middle Eastern nations.
good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis decided to start their weekend early, so Corey Johnson is keeping an eye on a very warm weekend forecast.
Yes, good morning, Matthew, China. Well, they are starting their weekend on a really good note. 80 degrees are high for our Friday, but we're rapidly warming up to some pretty high record-breaking temperatures. We do have some watches and warnings in place as we get into our Sunday and Monday in particular. An extreme heat warning in place for Portland Metro, a heat advisory in place for the surrounding areas of the region. That's in place until Sunday at 11 a.m. and it lasts all the way until Tuesday. So it's going to be hot over the next few days. So enjoy today, enjoy our Saturday. Looking at our Rose City camera, beautiful shot of the cityscape off in the distance, sitting in the mid 50s in many spots. So rapidly warming up to that 80-degree high on our Friday. 54 in Vancouver, looks like 48 in Beaverton, 49 in Sherwood, and 47 in Forest Grove. Good morning to you, to those in Salem. This is our Salem sky camera. Another gorgeous shot out at the Capitol right now, sitting in the upper 40s in that spot. Throughout the rest of the day, notice we're not going to see much in the way of cloud cover. It's going to stay sunny and beautiful, but we'll talk more about those 90-degree temperatures coming up.
Corey, thank you. And as the days get hotter, the Oregon Health Authority is reminding you how to stay cool. I'm sure you know a lot of this stuff already, but it says heat-related illnesses can develop quickly and become life-threatening, so it's best to take these steps now. Cooling centers will be available around Oregon on an at-need basis. Those usually consist of libraries, community centers. County agencies recommend calling ahead for more about the shelter, transportation, and other resources. As for staying cool, here's what OHA recommends. Again, these are pretty much reminders for you, but spend time in air-conditioned buildings and limit outdoor activity during the hottest time of the day, which is usually between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Wear loose-fitting, lightweight, light-colored clothing. Drink plenty of water. Never leave children, older adults, or pets unattended in cars, and check on neighbors or others who may be more vulnerable to heat.
Well, you're going to need a lot of it this weekend with the heat of the summer now upon us. A new kind of sunscreen is about to hit shelves.
Yeah, this week, federal health regulators approved a new sunscreen ingredient. Jake Coulter joins us live from Waterfront Park to tell us more about it. Jake, this is one I cannot spell. Cannot spell this ingredient.
Yeah, so it's called bemotrizanol, and it's the first new sunscreen ingredient approved in the States in more than 25 years, actually, but it's pretty much only new to us. This has been approved and in use in Europe and other parts of the world for decades now. The FDA says the ingredient has met the agency's standards for protecting from UV rays and is safe for everyone 6 months and older. Experts say this is a safer option to many chemical ingredients already in use in the United States. The FDA says the ingredient protects against both UVA and UVB rays, and the UVA protection is significant because studies show many U.S. products fall short of their coverage listed on the labels. It also won't leave those white streaks associated with mineral-based sunscreens.
What Americans see now that they get to use this sunscreen, it's a little more UV stable and it goes on kind of smoothly without really that chalky residue. So I think it was nice that they approved it and they looked at many, many years of data to do that.
And the new sunscreen ingredient will first be sold under the brand name Parcel Shield, expected to launch later this year. China and Matthew.
Jake Coulter reporting live this morning. Thank you, Jake. Well, neighbors in one North Portland neighborhood are feeling rattled after a deadly shooting just last night, and so far, no word on any suspects or arrests. Authorities say that shots were fired around 5 p.m. near North Fessenden and Haven Avenues. That's in the Portsmouth neighborhood. Police say that they found the victim injured on a sidewalk. He later died in the hospital.
Some community members are on edge in Salem, where there are lingering questions about a police officer who shot and injured a man they say was armed. Now, authorities say they were responding to reports of a man holding a woman hostage around 7:30 Thursday morning near an encampment off Portland Road Northeast and Rose Garden Street. When officers got there, the armed man, police later identified as 35-year-old Jose Anguiano, got in some sort of confrontation with an officer. That's when the officer shot him. Now, we are still working to find out what type of weapon the man had on him and what led to the confrontation with the officer. News of the shooting left shoppers at a Goodwill just a few hundred feet away shaken.
It is very concerning because I usually bring my kids with me, and sometimes we even shop here, and I see a lot of parents with their children here, and it's too close.
The officer who shot the suspect is now on administrative leave. Anguiano will be taken to jail once he's released from the hospital.
And the city of Tualatin says it's reactivating an automated traffic safety camera after shutting it down during construction work in the area. The camera is located where Southwest Tualatin Sherwood Road meets Avery Street. The city says that the cameras will clock drivers who run red lights or drive 11 miles or more above the speed limit. If a driver is caught, the car's registered owner will be mailed a citation. The city is giving drivers a 30-day warning period to adjust before handing out those citations. The warning period started on Wednesday.
And this morning we're following a serious crash that now has a moped rider fighting for their life. Details about the crash are limited, but it happened in Northeast Portland. Investigators say the rider hit a guardrail on the ramp from Columbia Boulevard to 33rd, which was closed in both directions. Police are describing the victim's injuries as potentially life-threatening, and they're asking anyone that may have any information about the crash to contact them. And if you're one of those people that loves buying and selling on sites like Facebook Marketplace, well, Portland police have a warning for you before the next time you decide to buy or sell something online. They say so far this year they've investigated at least 11 cases that started as a transaction but ended in theft or some other crime. That includes an incident Tuesday night in Southwest Portland where authorities say 2 juveniles stole an e-bike at gunpoint. Tualatin police also reported a case last week at Juergens Park where a buyer tried to pay in counterfeit cash, then shot at the sellers. To stay safe, authorities have a few recommendations. They say meet in a well-lit public space like a police parking station, a police station parking lot maybe. Bring a friend or a family member. Do not pay in cash and research the buyer or seller ahead of time. And most importantly, trust your gut.
But at the end of the day, the big thing is to just use common sense. Really making sure that if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And allowing that inner voice in your head say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this, and listening to it.
Now, this isn't a huge uptick. You guys just want people to be aware, correct?
Right. We've seen a little over 10 of these since the start of the year.
In both cases we mentioned above, police were able to find and arrest the suspects. And our Corey Johnson, listen, I know you're a Facebook Marketplace expert, Corey, so that story was for you.
Yes, it definitely was. I mean, I love Facebook Marketplace, but obviously not good if people are getting scammed. Taking a look, though, I want to show you we are going to get into some hot weather, namely on our Sunday and Monday, 100 degrees. We could approach specifically Monday, and I want to show you some records as we kick things off. June 14th, 15th, the hottest days we're looking at. Notice those sit between June 5th of 2016 and June 8th of 1982 for reaching triple digits. So we are within those records or approaching them as we get into the later days of the weekend. I want to show you the watches and warnings for the extreme heat. Heat warning in place for Portland Metro. And that's really the area that's more serious in the way of that warning because it could get hotter, as I mentioned, and reach those triple digits. And that's in place from 11 in the morning on Sunday all the way until Tuesday. So definitely a nice stretch. And then the area surrounding it under a heat advisory for that region, including including the Columbia River Gorge and other portions of the Cascades. Taking a look though right now on our Friday, morning lows sit into the mid 50s. We are going to gradually increase into the 80s as we get to the later part of the day. But here's a live look from our Providence Park camera. Gorgeous blue sky out there, 52 and rather calm. Near the coast, another gorgeous view also in Lincoln City, our Chinookwan's Casino camera. As I mentioned, taking a look at your day planner, we're going to hit 80 as our high, bumping up to 78 by 3 in the afternoon. And here's a look at Futurecast. We won't see a lot of wind, not much in the way of breeze on our Friday, so make sure to stay cool if you do plan to head out and do some outdoor activities. A sneak peek at your 7-day forecast, the days we are definitely watching, 95 on our Sunday, 98 on Monday. We'll break down more of this weather impact alert coming up.